Hey there, welcome back to DevRel Blueprint. If you're new here, I'm Francesco, Swiss in Tech, and on this channel we deep dive into the world of blockchain and developer relations. So today we're diving into an interesting concept in blockchain technology, chain abstraction. You will see much more happening. This is a big debate. So whether you're a developer working Web3 or just curious about how decentralized applications are evolving, understanding chain transaction is crucial for building the future of blockchain. What exactly is chain abstraction? In simple terms, chain abstraction is the process of simplifying how developers and users interact with different blockchains. Normally, each blockchain operates individually and independently with its own rule, languages, and ecosystem. For a developer, this can mean a lot of extra work to make an app function on multiple chains. Chain abstraction removes that complexity. It allows applications to interact with multiple blockchains under a unified interface. Think of it as a layer that sits between the application and the blockchains. So the developer doesn't have to worry of what and how they're building, and they don't need to worry really about the technical difference between chains. So why chain abstraction is so important? As a blockchain space grows, we are seeing more and more different chains, layer 2 and much more. Each of its own rules, strengths, and weaknesses. Imagine trying to build an application that works across all these chains. This is tough, right? So without chain abstraction, you will have to handle each chain separately, leading to complexity and inefficiency. Chain abstraction solves this by allowing developers to focusing on their DApps, not on the intricacy of individual blockchains. So it make cross-chain operations seamlessly, operating new door to more accessible and scalable decentralized application. Okay, so now let's talk about the benefit and the key benefit of chain abstraction. I would say the first one is simplicity. At the top is simplicity. Developers no longer have to write unique code for each blockchain. They can just interact with a unified interface. It provides a layer of abstraction that hides the complexity of interaction with different blockchain networks, making developers easier and more efficient. Those environments much easier, right? So developer can focus much more on writing application logic rather than dealing with low-level blockchain interaction. So secondly, better UX. For users who want to switch between multiple blockchains without having to learn multiple interface or new process, chain abstraction can be beneficial. User may not need to understand the technology details of DApps that have been abstracted away, and it makes this attractive part for users, particularly like new ones to interact with decentralized application. And then third piece is interoperability. Chain abstraction is essentially a win-win for both developers and users when it comes to multi-chain interaction. Chain abstraction can be used to build bridges between different blockchain protocols, allowing for communication and interaction between incompatible networks. It can be viewed as unifier of different interfaces. For devs, for example, it allows you to create applications that is seamlessly integrated with different ecosystems. So how do we actually implement chain abstraction? Let's deep dive a little bit. So there are a few key approaches that developer can use. Each one has its own strength. So you can have blockchain agnostic libraries. That's the first. These are tools like Web3.js or Ether.js that allow developers to interact with different blockchains using a single API. Instead of writing separate code for each chain, these libraries provide a unified way to communicate with various blockchains. It simplifies the development process and helps developers focus on building features, not worrying about specific of each chain. Second one, smart contract framework, such as Hardhat, Foundry, and much more. These frameworks help you write, test, and deploy smart contracts across different chains, offering tooling for both Docker environment and cross-chain deployments. They can provide standard development environment that abstract the complexity of handling different blockchains, making it easier to write and maintain cross-chain smart contracts. And then decentralized application platforms like Polkadot or Cosmos, which are built with cross-chain interoperability in mind. This platform enabling DApps to communicate with multiple blockchain natively without needing external tools or bridges. Developers can create applications that easily interact with different chains, benefiting from scalability and security features of this platform while keeping things seamlessly for end users. Despite its undeniable potential to revolutionize how we interact with dApps, chain abstraction isn't without its challenges. Security is a major concern. The abstraction layer itself can introduce new vulnerabilities, if not implemented securely. Latency can also be an issue, as different blockchains have varying speeds and finality times. Factors such as varying consensus mechanism and data synchronization affect the responsiveness of each DApp. And then there is scalability. As we abstract more and more chains, we need to ensure that each system can handle the increased complexity without slowing down. Chain abstraction has been implemented in various blockchain projects and applications. Some notable are Polygon, Avalanche, Chainlink, Oracles, Aave, Synthetics, and much more. Polygon uses a sidechain model where transactions are processed on a separate chain and then validated on Ethereum mainnet. This provide a scalable and cost-effective solution that maintains compatibility with Ethereum. Second, Avalanche use a consensus mechanism called Avalanche X that allow for parallel execution for transaction across multiple subnets. This enable high throughput and low latency. Chainlink oracles abstract away the complexity of interacting with external data sources, allowing developers to change internal off-chain data into the smart contracts. These are just examples on how chain abstraction is used in the blockchain industry. As the technology continues to evolve, we can expect to see even more innovative application of chain abstraction in the future, CMOS standard evolving, and also more innovation around chain abstraction level. So there you have it. A deep dive into chain abstraction and why it's such a critical development in the blockchain, and why you see more and more crypto Twitter, crypto hacks coming more and more alive those days. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe for more Web3 content, and let me know in the comments if you have any question or thought about chain abstraction, and let me know which topic you want me to deep dive next. Thank you so much. For the next time, happy coding, happy building, and see you to the next time. Cheers, guys.